Welcome to Home Learning Day 32, third graders, May 13th, 2020. Boys and girls, let's review. Fractions are parts of a whole, and they're equal parts of a whole. When we write a fraction, the top number is called the numerator. The bottom number is called the denominator. So if we have a whole line and we are asked to divide that line into fractional units of 1/2 or unit fractions of 1/2, we would simply split it down the middle so we have two equal pieces. The denominator tells us how many pieces that we want. 1, 2. If we're asked to make a whole line into a unit fraction of a fourth, we would make 4 equal pieces. If we are asked to make a whole line into eighths, we would make 8 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we are asked to divide a whole line into the unit fraction of thirds, we will make 3 pieces. 1, 2, 3. If we were asked to make a unit fraction of 1/6, we would make our whole line into 6 pieces, 6 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same thing for twelfths. We would make 12 equal pieces. Boys and girls, sometimes you might have 4 whole items. You might have 4 whole Long Johns, 4 whole pizzas, or in this case, 4 whole lines. Each line is 1 whole unit of something. So we're going to break these down into fourths. I made 4 pieces here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to now make 4 pieces here. And boys and girls, they're equal pieces. Yeah. Now I'm going to make 4 pieces here. And then 4 pieces here. So I just took my 4 whole items and divided them into fourths each. So each one is divided into fourths. So if I have this whole line here, and I take that whole line and I eat it, and I eat just this one piece right here, 1/4. I've eaten 1 1/4. Another way to look at that, boys and girls, would be simply to count the number of fourths that I had eaten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we could write that as 5 fourths. Boys and girls, I wanted to first show you these concepts just by using whole line segments. That's important for us to see because our assignment today is actually going to have you do that. You're going to use line segments and then break them down into fractional parts. However, if we look at some more real life examples, it might clarify it in your mind a little bit. So let's go find some real life examples. Boys and girls, I just ran to the grocery store and bought 3 Milky Way candy bars. So you can see I have 3 whole candy bars. 1, 2, 3. 3 holes. They're each whole. So if we wanted to tell someone how many candy bars we have, we would tell them 3. 3 whole candy bars. We would write down the whole number 3. I decided to cut my candy bar into fourths. One, 2, 3, 4 pieces. Each piece is 1/4. So my whole candy bar is now cut into fourths. And we'd write that like this. 1 candy bar is equal to 4/4. Now I cut another candy bar into fourths. So this second candy bar is cut into fourths also. 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, right? Now I have 2 candy bars. They're each cut into fourths. So I have 2 candy bars, or how many fourths do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we count the fractional units that we cut the candy bar in of fourths, we have 8/4. And that would be written like this. 2 whole candy bars is equal to 8/4. Now I cut another candy bar into fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of our whole candy bars is cut into fourths. So we have 3 whole candy bars, or if we count the fractional units that we cut the candy bars into, we will come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12/4. So 3 full candy bars is equal to 12/4. 3 whole candy bars is equal to 12/4. Now, on our homework sheet for today, we are going to be asked to identify 7/4. So let's count 7/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each one of these pieces is a fourth. So we're removing 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that is written as 7/4. Yes, boys and girls, I can hear you. When we did our measuring Santas, we would have called that 1 3/4 because we measured to the 1 3/4 inch. You're absolutely correct. We could put these nice together here and say, that's one whole candy bar right there. That's one whole candy bar. And 3/4 of another one. 1, 2, 3. So 1 3/4. You're absolutely correct. And that would be written like this. 1 whole candy bar and 3/4 of another one. 1 3/4 equals 7/4. We call this over here, when we have a whole number and a fraction, a mixed number. This is called a mixed number right here. This is just a fraction. A whole number written with a fraction is a mixed number. When you have your numerator over your denominator and a number is written like that, that is just called a fraction. Boys and girls, as we look at our candy bars, we can see that we have one. Hold it here. What's happening here? There were 3 whole candy bars here. One whole candy bar. There's one there. There's a piece missing. It looks like a 4th is missing. I only have... What is going on here? Where was that? Oh, boy. I wonder what happened to that piece of candy, that 4th. There's a 4th that's missing here. I still have the 7 that we were talking about, 7/4 there. But let's bring these down here. It appears as if we are a 1/4 of a candy bar short. I wonder what happened to that. I think I remember what happened to that 4th of candy bar, boys and girls. A guy can only hold out so long. Boys and girls, Seeds Behind Trees is just a wonderfully written book. Great similes, great description. And you're probably really excited about getting to writing out some of the answers to your questions. So let's talk about that right now. When we answer our questions to Seeds Behind Trees, or anytime we answer questions, these are some good things that we should always keep in mind. Number 1, write answers in complete sentences. Use proper nouns in the answers. Write neatly. Give correct answers based on the story. Give source of information, like page number, and repeat the question and the answer. Let's take a look at that. Let's look at question number 1. What happened to Greyfire's limp as they moved deeper into the forest? So as we see on page 57, boys and girls, it says at the bottom, I watched to see if he slowed down or became tired, but just the opposite seemed to be happening. As Greyfire led me along the trail of his remembering, his limp seemed to improve, as though drawing closer to his missing toes improved his damaged foot. So as we write out our answer, we write it neatly in a complete sentence. To be the most clear possible, we're going to use the proper noun to answer the question. Greyfire's limp seemed to disappear as they moved deeper into the forest. So as we wrote out the answer to the question, we repeated the question in the answer. We identify where we found the answer in the book, because our answers need to be based upon this story. After we finish writing out the answer to our first question, we're going to skip a line and then put down our next number. Always remembering to leave the margin empty. Okay, so and then you continue Hey boys and girls, I found one last fourth. My boys ate the other fourths. One last fourth left. So remember, go Zephyrs!